Hi everyone, and welcome to the one of the recordings of the Digital Innovation in Mental Health Conference. And my name is Saira, and I'm really happy to be recording this. And for this theme, especially this year, is creative care. I'm really excited to share my personal journey with you today. So my name is Saira, as I said, and I really want to talk about something that's had a huge impact on my mental health, and that's doodling. So like many of you, I've had a mind that never really seems to stop, and living with possibly undiagnosed neurodivergency, I often find myself sort of feeling exhausted, overthinking, especially when I'm supposed to be relaxing. So I can't really seem to switch off my brain. And it's a bit of a relentless cycle of overthinking and restlessness, as I said, and I'm sure it's something that's relatable with many of you. So despite my sort of best efforts to unwind and relax and, read a book, watch TV, even just lay down, I really can't fully relax. I always find that my mind is racing, and I find it hard to just find peace, just a normal life. And essentially, even when I'm listening, I do find it quite hard to take in information at times, unless I'm doing this activity, which is doodling. Um, I kind of rediscovered something I used to do as a kid, which is, as I mentioned, doodling, and it basically became a very simple way to pass the time for me. But it also really quickly became something more than just a time pass activity. It was more of a bit of a sanctuary for me. It was, a place where I could really channel a lot of my restless energy and quiet my mind. So every line, shape, pattern I doodled, I drew, it helped me focus, it helped me find calm in those chaotic moments. And it's amazing how something so simple can have such a profound impact on one's mental health. So doodling became my therapy, my creative care. And interestingly, I first noticed my doodling habit, actually. It was while I was on telephone. And actually, without thinking, I would just start drawing random shapes and patterns and squiggly lines. And it would be on anything that I could get my hands on that was nearby. So a piece of paper, the back of a receipt, an envelope, whatever it is. And even actually my dad's desk, I'd be doodling all over my dad's desk. So when he got back from work, he was like, wait a minute, what's these patterns everywhere all over the place? So he still got them on there. He still works with my doodles everywhere. But yeah, at first I kind of questioned why I did it, but it was something I naturally gravitated towards. And I think later on in my life, I then began to realize that I was also doodling during lectures in university, or even in like meetings that I was in. And people often assumed, and I'm sure they assumed, that I wasn't really paying attention because I was just like drawing on the side of the paper or whatever. But actually, it was quite opposite of the truth. The act of my doodling was actually helping me process the information better. It was helping me focus, and it allowed me to sort of listen more intently and retain what was actually being said. And so I guess the question is, what is doodling? A lot of people probably thinking like, well, what do you mean by doodling? Like, is that just drawing on a piece of paper? And at its core, doodling is the act of sort of creating these spontaneous marks. It is drawing essentially, but it's creating these spontaneous marks on a piece of paper to help yourself think. And it can be anything from random lines or shapes to intricate patterns and detailed illustrations. And the beauty of doodling actually lies in its simplicity and its, I guess, accessibility as well. You don't need to be an artist or have special skills to start doodling. All you need really is a pen and paper, and a willingness to let your hand move freely. And doodling serves multiple purposes. So in a way, it's really to relieve stress, to improve a bit of focus, to stimulate your creativity. And when we doodle, our brains enter a state of flow where we become really sort of fully immersed in that activity. So whether it's me in a meeting, the activity of listening, or it could be your at university and you're listening to a lecture, or taking part. So that state of flow really helps quiet the mind, I think, and it reduces a bit of my anxiety. And overall, I'm guessing it's promoting the sense of wellness as well. So I do come out that meeting or telephone call or whatever, feeling a bit more relaxed, and having taken in the information that was sort of being conveyed. So before I dive a bit deeper into sort of the benefits of doodling, I'd like to share a few tips on how to relax before you start intentionally doodling. So there's intentional doodling, and there's unintentional doodling. Most of what I do is actually unintentional, but I do now take part in intentional doodling. So I'm actually intending to draw or doodle with sort of an intention in mind. But essentially, if you're intentionally doodling, it'll be good for you to just relax your mind and body for sort of that creative activity that you're going to do. And it can really help enhance the experience for you. So if you find a comfortable space that you can sit down at, it could be a busy place like a cafe, it could be a quiet bedroom. It really depends on what you're used to and what you are comfortable with. Just make sure that you have your supplies, pens, pencils, whatever around you, so you don't have to keep getting up and down. So essentially you want to be sitting down for this. So take a few big deep breaths to really center yourselves. You can inhale deeply through your nose and hold for a few seconds, and then just exhale slowly through your mouth. You can repeat this for a few times to really help calm your mind and body, but you can also do meditations or mindfulness practices to further relax. It really goes down to what you like to do. You might not do any of those things, so that's perfectly fine. It's just as long as you feel comfortable in that moment before you're intentionally doodling. Another tip to which is something I've actually picked up now as a practice for myself when I'm intentionally doodling, is actually to set intention for that doodle session. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate or detailed. It can be very simple. It can be something like, I want to relax right now, or I want to express myself. Whatever it is, just setting a bit of an intention helps you focus your mind and gives your doodling session a bit of a purpose. So let's talk about some of the benefits of doodling. One of the most significant benefits for me certainly has been stress relief. When we doodle, we're engaging in what we're calling a bit of a repetitive and rhythmic activity that really helps sort of soothe our nervous system. And this can really reduce the levels of cortisol, which is our stress hormone, and it makes us feel much more relaxed and at ease, I feel. Doodling for me also has improved my focus and concentration. Many people do find that when they are doodling, they can concentrate much better on tasks that require they require a sustained attention, essentially. And it's because doodling has this effect where it engages the brain just enough to prevent it from sort of wandering off into sort of distracting thoughts. And this was certainly true for me, because despite what others thought, my doodling was definitely a sign of engagement and deep listening. If I'm doodling whilst I'm talking to you, or you're talking to me, and you think I'm not listening, I am actually listening. And actually, I want to process the information so much so that I can do something with it afterwards. So that's what I feel I was doing anyway, or what I do even now. So creativity is another area where doodling really shines. So allowing your hands to move freely and create spontaneous marks on your page, you tend to open up more pathways for creative thinking. And it also encourages experimentation, playfulness. And I think that really leads to new ideas being developed. And if you have a problem, you can probably find solutions to it as you're doodling as well. And for a lot of us, we have busy schedules, busy minds. And if you are undiagnosed or diagnosed neurodivergent, or neurodivergency, doodling can be a valuable tool for managing things like hyperactivity and impulsivity. And it provides a bit of a structured outlet for excess energy. And it really helps channel all this energy into a bit of a focused and calming effect and calming activity. So I think it's really been great for me. I've recently sort of come out to Dubai, and it's a city, for those who have been to Dubai, it's a city full of life, city full of opportunities. And inspired by my own experiences of doodling, I decided to set up a bit of a small hub actually here for fellow doodlers to come together just to network and sort of take part in activity. And it's been my ambition to create a bit of a network where we can come together, share our art, find our calm through doodling. And it's at its really early stages at the moment, but the response so far on social media, me putting it out there, asking people if they'd be interested, has been really incredible. The responses have been amazing. And there's something magical about like connecting with others who share that same passion for something like doodling. And it's something that I never thought was going to be a big thing for me, but actually doodling is a very simple thing, but it's had a profound impact on my sort of emotional wellness as well. And some of these people who I'm networking with, we come together not just to draw, but to kind of support each other, find solace in our creativity, network, become friends. And I think doodling's also taught me that creativity is a huge tool, a very powerful tool for your mental health. It is accessible to everyone, regardless of a skill level. You don't need to be a fully fledged certified artist or to benefit from it. All you need is pen, paper, and having an open mind, and that's simply it. And whatever comes out of it is truly your own experience. And so anyway, I wanted to share a bit of a simple doodling exercise that you can try for those who never like doodled before, or thinking like, how do you doodle? What I want you to do is start with a blank sheet of paper and just a pen, and just pick up your pencil, put it on the corner of the page, or in the middle of the page, or wherever you feel free, and really just let your hand sort of move and flow in any way. And it could be shapes, patterns, or even random lines, but the goal is not to create a masterpiece and just take that out of your head that everything needs to be perfect. Nothing needs to be perfect. Just let your mind and hand flow together in a bit of a rhythm that's calming for you. And just begin by drawing a simple shape. It could be a circle, it could be a square, and just start adding to it. So I tend to start with like a shape, and then I kind of go from inwards to outwards, or you can start from outwards to inwards, whatever you feel, whatever comes naturally to you. And again, don't worry about making it perfect. There's no perfect way of doing this. And to be honest, the beauty of doodling is that there are no mistakes. Like there are no mistakes, and all it is expressions. So as you doodle, just pay attention to how your body's feeling. Are you relaxing? Is your mind starting to be a bit more controlled in your thinking? Are you quieting down in your mind? Are you focused on the one thing that you wanted to get out of this? And really sort of, I would say, embrace those sensations, because when you're embracing them and actually consciously thinking about what you're thinking of during that session, I really think that helps you, fight sort of your demons inside, really. And yeah, I think it's really helpful for a lot of people. But as you can see, there's like, so much you can do with doodling. It could be anything you want it to be, and I feel like it's a form of self-expression that helps you connect with your inner self and find peace. And over time, what you'll notice is that there's certain patterns or shapes that reoccur in your doodles. And I've been looking at my sort of previous doodles, and actually I found like lots of squares and squares and triangles and lots of shapes that I'm connecting to. But essentially, what I've read is that they could be reflections of your subconscious mind, and providing insight into your thoughts and feelings. So I think there's a way of like trying to find out what shapes actually mean. They can mean different things for different people, something you're going through. But if you are interested in sort of joining a bit of a doodle club, please let me know. I will be sharing a bit of a group online, social media, etc., where we can all come together, regardless of where we are in the world, and really share our doodles with each other, and support each other during this, because I think it's a creative journey, and I think we should all be supportive of each other's creative journey. So whether you're a seasoned artist, or you're a seasoned doodler, or just new to doodling, I would really ask you to embrace this new way of kind of therapy in a way. For me, it's been like therapy. Everyone's most welcome to contact me, or if you want to share your doodles with me, I'd love to see them. I'll definitely share some of my doodles with you. And yeah, it's a space where we can all find a bit of our calm, really, and express ourselves through the simple act of doodling. And I really want to thank you for listening to me going on about doodles today. And I really hope that my story inspires you to explore your own creative care practices, whether it's doodling or something else, painting, writing, any form of creativity. I think just remember that your creativity is your care. So embrace it and let it guide you to a calmer, more focused mind. And thank you for having me on this amazing conference and annual event that happens with Becky and the team. So thanks very much, and thanks for listening. Take care.